Okay, we are rolling.
All right.
You excited?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so, your name.
Maddie.
Madi, yes. And your occupation, kind of like, what are you right now? And like,
Okay, so I just finished my bachelor's degree, and now I am an instructional aide at high school.
yeah, our high school.
Our high school.
The high school.
Yeah.
And your favorite color?
Yellow.
Why yellow?
It's
I had
just
a yellow phone case. I was gonna wear it today, but I was like, I didn't have time to change my cases, so like, yeah, I don't know. Wait, keep going. Sorry.
It's alright. I just like happy color. Obviously, I'm such a happy person.
Yeah, I see the yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much yellow. It just makes, like, anytime I see yellow, I just feel bright.
Yeah.
I like brightness.
It's a positive color.
Yeah.
And like, what's your favorite fruit be like?
Favorite fruit?
I was gonna say a banana.
No.
Oh, okay.
I have to be like in a specific mood for banana. I like cherries.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right now we're in season. Like
They
towards
are.
like the end. Yeah.
I went to the beach a few weeks back and had cherries on the beach, and it was like,
I'm telling you, dog, like I feel like food on the beach, it hits different.
it's a
I don't know
sandwich
why.
right out of the water.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm telling you, like my family's been doing that for like the past like 10 years. Like we literally
Mm-hmm.
go to we go to Sandy Hook and we go to the food town before we go. So every time before we go to food town, we always get like sandwich rolls and like the deli meats and
Mm-hmm.
like the cheese or whatever and like mayo. So right after you're swimming and you get out of the water, I don't know why,
It just,
the food just tastes different.
your hair is still wet. You're like wrapped in your towel,
Yeah.
even though there's like full sun, but just a sandwich. It just
Yeah.
hits the spot.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
Nothing
And
compares.
like some water too, dog.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
impeccable. Okay, so you ready for question 1?
Okay.
So question 1, and take your time too. Like literally, like no rush at all. What made you want to work in education?
So when we were in high school, I worked a lot with our developmental program in the Peer Buddies.
Yeah.
I started my freshman year because Kyle was a year older than us, and he was already in the program.
Correct.
So I joined the program, and then immediately, like, just had so much fun. I made friends. I became friends with the teachers that ran it, the other aides. It was just such a fun time. And then I started doing the summer program, and for 2 summers or 3 summers, we would every single morning come from 8 to 12 and work with the students in the garden, cooking.
Yeah.
And then my senior year, I took a study hall where I assisted in life skills with cooking and putting together cookbooks for the students. And I just had such a fun time. And I had such a fun time being just like one-on-one with a student and helping them with something that we may find thoughtless, helping them explain every single step so that they can then do it themselves and help them be independent. I think that's like, there's nothing better than helping someone gain independence.
I have a question. Is Family Consumer Science Club still a thing? That's cool.
I think so, but Ms. Kakuza retired.
Yeah, our last year.
So I think Miss Jackson runs it now.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly the same. Like, I don't think they do crafts anymore.
Really?
Yeah. Kind of.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it's just like Peer Buddies has completely changed because...
Does Kyle run that or spearhead it?
Not anymore.
So who does? Or I guess like...
There's a new woman who runs the program called Heather.
Yeah.
She took over from Miss Camacho. And she's completely changed the program,
Remodeled it.
It's actually done like amazing things, but now like Peer Buddies is no longer like 50 kids shoved in a little room.
Yeah.
Now it's like a steady stream of the same students that come in.
Okay. I was gonna say, I remember this one girl. I was thinking about her the other day. I don't remember her name, but she was in Pure Buddies a lot, and like she was like so like funny. Like she was like so funny. Like she was like always excited to see me, but like I was so excited to see her. I just don't remember her name.
Was it Shivanji?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She remembered everyone's birthdays.
Yes, she's
She
so
was the
cool.
best.
I'm like, she was like such like, I was like, wait, how do you say it?
Shivanji.
Yeah, she was like so nice to me, and I was just like talking to her about like the randomest things, and like she'd like love like. I'm like, girl, yo. I was like, I literally, because I was like always excited to like see her like right after like, you know, like 2:55 or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
2:45 or whatever. Right after that, I remember we had club on Wednesdays. I don't know.
That's when Family Consumer Science Club was. Yeah.
Wednesdays. I'm like, all right, let's go. And like, I just remember like it's a good time, and I just remember like just being like kids and like you know, it's like who's taking the late bus. And I remember like Kyle, like, you know, he would volunteer like take someone home if they really needed it or something like that.
I have pictures of us in Family Consumer Science Club.
What? Mm-hmm. You gotta send that to me later. Text it to me later.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just like, I just like miss those times, and like I think about my high school, my high school memories, like, you know, and like every time I go to college, people are like, I had a terrible time in high school, and I'm just like, oh, like, you know, I feel like I had a pretty like moderate good to like.
The other day, Kyle and I were reminiscing about the one time we went to perform at the school in maybe Newark. I think it was our sophomore year, and it was the last show of the season, but we got stuck in traffic for like 2.5 hours.
Oh, you're talking about marching band?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, we showed up like last minute. We couldn't perform. We just like went to the concession stand, got back on the buses, and drove home. And I remember that memory stands out so specifically because I had so much fun on the bus, just like sitting with my friends, laughing, like playing music, playing bingo.
Yeah, like, I remember people playing Mafia, and I was like, remember people used to be like bus 3, or something, like some random bus.
3, that was Kyle's bus, because he would bring like bingo cards for everyone.
Yeah, people would go to bus 3.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's just like, I'm like, I felt like our freshman year, sophomore year, because that was like a huge like influx of a lot of people. Remember, like freshman year, we were like 200 people or something.
It was insane.
It was a lot of people. That's a lot of kids to like moderate.
Oh yeah,
and like
for sure.
That's why it was like so like, I guess like that feeling was like so like addicting, because like you're just like, because like you're around like so many new people, and like I guess like maybe you see them in high school, but I guess like it was more different for me because like I moved in like 8th grade, so then like when I saw like the new pool of people, I'm like, what's going on right now? And like that's how I was like, but then like it felt good because like, and like it felt like different too, because like when you were a freshman, you're like, I don't know what to do, and then like Sab and Sienna, they'll like remember your name, and I'm like, how do you remember my name?
It's insane. You like get a whole family, even though like were we friends with everyone? No, but like you would see someone and be like, hey, like you're in band, I know you. Yeah, exactly. And that's the feeling a lot of band kids feel. Like if you can talk to someone, whoever was in band, they'd be like, yeah, I remember band, and then you just like talk about it. You're like, yeah, I met a girl, her name is Emmeline. We went to college together, and we were talking one day, and somehow it came up that we were in band, and she went to Clifton High School. And I was like, I remember your band because you do the high steps. And when we went to Montclair, our band would like freak out about the high steps.
Cool. And she was like the left, right, up high,
And she was like, what band were you from? And I was like, Whippany Park. And then she was like, oh my god, you guys always play like the new songs. Like you don't play old music. And I was like, that's us. And it was like two just band nerds geeking out, even though neither of us were in band.
You know what's so bad? Like whenever I talk to someone, whoever was in band, and I'm like, they're about to tell me like their instrument, like, hold on, I'm gonna guess for you, and I'm like, clarinet. They're like, how'd you know? I was like, you seem like a clarinet.
You just radiate.
Yeah, you seem like clarinet. I'm like, and people were like, I was like, you're a trumpet. I was like, you guys are always there. That you know, you want to feel like you're a number, but like you're part of that. It's just so funny.
Oh yeah.
And another thing is that what I like about band camp is that like when we were there, like I just felt like it was really nice just like coming out here like around this time in the summer, like literally around this time when band camp would start. We would just be out here like in this field, and like I remember our senior year we didn't really get to use that field at all, but now people are using it all the time, and that doesn't really look like, I mean, social distancing, but I guess I feel like people in this area just don't really make a big concern. Like I don't know.
Used to, you know, we would like fill up this entire thing to the very edges because there's so many of us.
Yeah, right there on that top left of that bleacher, all the way over there. I remember like the dance tunes. I remember a lot, and like I think the best year in high school for me was I feel like junior year. I like junior year a lot. You weren't responsible yet.
When we went to DC,
that was fun.
Oh my gosh,
that was a time. That was a time.
The day we performed in front of the Lincoln Memorial, and we were all like dripping sweat.
Yeah, them giving me water bottles. Remember, like I remember like that. I didn't go to Disney because like I didn't have that cash flow. So like I remember when we went to like St. Patrick's Day too, like that thing in New York. I'm like, why did we go to New York? I'm like,
so much fun there.
Yeah, exactly. We were just like, remember
fun.
we were all like huddled there. I don't know what street it was, but we were like literally on a street.
Yeah.
And it was cold that day.
It was freezing.
And people were like, I don't know what it was. Some people were like, I think it was like the baritones or something. They were like, let's go. And like the tubas, they're like, let's go to the McDonald's to stay warm. And like everyone
I might
just
have a picture of you from that day too.
Okay, you guys said that to me. And like people are just like huddled up. I'm like,
Oh,
what is
yeah.
going? What is like? I don't know. Like it's just like good energy.
I remember that day because Justin Toomey took me to a pizzeria
Uh-huh.
and he bought me a soda because I was
elite.
like,
Justin Toomey's
I don't
great.
even have anything. So he told us to leave everything on the bus and he was like, I'll buy you a soda. Like, don't worry.
I
And
remember
was
the
like,
first
I
day
will.
meeting him. He was like, hello, or like I can't even do a good impersonation, but like
His voice was
he's
so
like,
low.
hello. I'm like, he's a good guy too. I like him a lot.
He's a principal now.
Mm-hmm.
Living the high life.
Does he still work with band, or does Kyle still work with band? Okay.
Kyle stopped maybe 3 years ago now, and Justin stopped.
Whenever he got that position. Yeah.
Like he worked a little bit when he was at MJS, but then he.
Does like Dawn and Elise still do it, or?
I think so. Friends with her on Facebook, but she had a baby, so she might be like.
Frazzled, like juggling. Yeah, I got
Devin
you.
just had a baby too.
I heard from Brittany.
Oh.
Yeah.
I saw it on Elise's Facebook, and I was like,
I'm like, what's? Yo, all right.
what happened to like?
I know,
everyone's
right?
so,
We
like,
just like.
Old.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I think about that too a lot. And I'm like, I was talking to my friend last night from Boone, and like I'm gonna meet up with him around like 9 p.m. tonight. And like we always talk about like let's meet up. But like sometimes I feel like the older you get, it gets harder to like schedule things with people.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're always like, and like I miss that feeling. Like it's like, yo, let's just like meet up. But I guess like you have that feeling with people who are like really close to you, like who are in like your kind of like your holy circle, kind of like people you hang out the most.
Yeah.
You always be like, yo, let's meet up, and you'd be like, all right, let's do it. But I feel like the older you get, like you just it gets pretty hard finding people who you have to schedule with them, and it just like sounds like so like formal. I'm like, let's meet up, and I don't know, like it's very different. But then back to what I was saying, like I still feel like a kid every single day, like no matter what. Like I try my best to be like young at heart and everything like that, like no matter like how much the numbers increase or everything, like.
I think it's easy to feel like young when you like still live at home.
Exactly.
Because like
correct.
I don't
your
pay my rent.
siblings.
I don't pay,
The food's just there. I'm like,
exactly.
like and I get like scared. People are always like, yo, when are you gonna move out of it? And I'm like, I don't know. Like I don't know. Like
I'm not in a rush to move out, especially like I'm about to start a master's degree.
Exactly.
I'm supposed to pay for a master's degree and an apartment.
That's what I'm saying. Cause
I've
like
got a free
my
room?
mom and dad were saying like don't worry about like the food and place to live. Like we got you. And I'm like, just do whatever you want to do, and we'll be there to support you. So I'm like, thank you. But if I woke up one day and you and I both had $1 million, would we get an apartment or something like that? Oh
yes.
Yeah. I'll be like, yeah. I'll
Would
go.
I move
But,
out
like,
of this small suburb? 100%.
I'm like, yeah. But if this is kind of like, if it doesn't work out tomorrow, then would I be fine living at my parents' house? I don't care. Like it's fine. Like
you know what? It's a roof over my head.
Exactly. And I feel like back then I always think about like I wish that I was like a little bit more appreciative of things like that, like simple things like that. But I'm glad that getting older, I'm like I started realizing like simple things like having a meal, or just like some water, just like what you said, like a roof over your head. It's like all you need. And like there's so many like messed up things I see a lot like right now on like the internet, social media, even in this flipping country. Like there's so many things going on right now, and it's explosive, and like it's just so easy to see like how accessible we can get that news and like just like see it all. And especially on Facebook, I remember that, I don't know what it was, but it was like someone's, I'm not saying who it was, but like I was backing everyone up in those comments. It was like in that Facebook post, I saw you said something and another person said something. I was like this is hype. I was like it's just so crazy how we're all just flipping connected.
I used to be one of those people that was like, I'm not going to respond to anyone on Facebook, like why start drama? But then I was like, at the end of the day, what if this person is posting this because they aren't educated on the subject? They don't know what they're posting. They don't know the harm of their words. So then I try and be like, here's why that is harmful. But then they're like,
exactly.
Why are you taking it so seriously? It's just Facebook. And I'm like, well,
then why'd you post it? And I'm like, I don't know. I just, some people are just very close-minded about subjects like that, and I don't think it's right to make a formal response to the subject until you heard both sides of things, and then you can make your own argument about it. I don't know. Like I don't. It's not that hard trying to like making sure that everyone gets treated equal. No matter. It's not that hard. And I tell people too, backing off of people who go against like the LGBTQ plus community. I tell them, people are like, it's like, why is that a thing? I'm like, all right, let me ask you one question. Three questions only. One, do you love eating? They say, yeah. Do you love your mom or your parent or your caregiver? Yeah. Do you like sleep? Do you love sleeping? Yeah. And I tell them like, well, why can't someone else love someone else for who they are? It's that simple. I'm like,
well, it's like when people find out I have a minor in women and gender studies, they'll be like, but why? That's such a useless subject. Like, what are you even gonna do with that? And I'm like, one, if it's something that I never use, I don't care, because I've learned so much. I've learned about gender issues, race issues.
Important to you, and like, and that's what you wanted to dive into.
I wanted to educate myself on something, so I did.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And they're like, yeah, but why waste time? And I'm like, I graduated in 4 years.
Yeah.
I have my major? My major is in a degree that's useful, a literature degree.
Yeah. Oh wow. That's
so what
cool.
if I took a few extra classes?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, but you're never gonna do anything with it.
That's what I'm saying. People like that, when people are like, you want to work in education? I'm like, it's like your salary's gonna be, but I'm like, one, I want to help people as much as I want. Like I just enjoy that feeling of helping people no matter what. And two, if I wake up one day as a millionaire, you're the first person I'm calling. Like literally, I'm like, I told you so. Like, cause like anything can happen. Like literally anything can happen. But like the reason like I want to work in education is because I believe that helping somebody, the best ways that someone helped me out before, it's like the best, like at best like the best gift, like the gift of knowledge, the gift of like helping someone, making sure that their day is okay. Because sometimes like I see so many kids who come in from like just like messed up houses and like communities, and like I feel so bad because like we live in like a pretty like decent to like really good area.
Yeah.
And like whenever I go to school, and like that's when the huge diversity shock culture change, like when I enter college, I'm like, I see so many people, and they always ask me like, why are you so positive, and like how do you stay motivated? I'm like, one, I think about my family. Two, I think about like how can I be a better person than I was yesterday? Like how can I help out people the best I can? How can I make sure that someone's day is better than it was yesterday? Like that's like what I always like strive for. I'm like, as long as like, I know that someone's happy, I feel great. And like I just love helping out, like no matter what. Like I love helping out, and like that's why I'm always trying to find like other avenues to like help out like the best way I can, and like just like get exposed, like try to learn from like different people, because like I love working with like young kids too, especially like when I'm like a camp counselor. Like did I tell you that? Like I work at a camp as a camp counselor, and the camp is with me, Kim Rosenbaum, and later Sab.
Oh wow.
So Sab didn't work this year, but we worked the first 2 years together and everything. So when I was working with all those kids, like they're small, they go from like the years age 5 to 14, and I was like, I see so many kids, like I see how they work, and like it's just like so amazing to see how like there's always those kids who are troubled, they need more assistance than ever before, and then like there's some kids who are just like very just like okay with everything. And like it's incredible when I see like educators and instructors and anyone who works with kids, when they're dealing with like those like tough kids like who really need more attention than others. Like it's a lot of time and a lot of devotion, and sometimes those kids just need like attention in their life. And like that's why like whenever I'm there, like I feel bad because like sometimes I see a sign of like being neglected a lot in their household. So like I try to provide a lot of attention to them. Like even if you just saying like, hey, that looks very safe, they made something, it means the whole world to them. And I just want to try to reciprocate that a lot. Even like being an RA too, because that's why I love them. Like I see the kids from like 5 to 14, and now when I'm working with college kids from the age 18 to like 21, I'm like, I see how I'm like, all right, college kids are they still need to be guided and stuff like that. So they're still growing adults. But like I always tell them, I'm like, hey, I'm here to help out. I'm here to help you guys. If you guys need help with like a math, because I tutor it for you, I can always help you all out. But I really love working with younger people, like getting to know them, because they see something different that like I never seen when I was little, and they see something, and then I try to show them like things that like I wish that I could tell myself when I was younger, like, hey, like focus on this in life, and like just be good, like that's the only thing I want for you, like just don't do like, I mean, if you want to, but like just not recommended, like don't do this, don't do that, like just do things that feel natural to you.
I like the idea of working with like college age students. I eventually want to get my PhD and become like a professor. Yeah. Just because like I think there's so much freedom. Yeah. With like you can talk to them about literally anything, and it's just so like eye-opening as compared to like a high school setting where you are boxed in. Correct.
That was what I was about to say, boxed in.
And it's for understandable reasons and important reasons, but to have like the freedom to talk about whatever you want, to any time period you want. If you want to focus more on one thing than the other, that's such an amazing opportunity. I just like it thrills me to think about the fact that like one day I could be like I have professors that I look up to so much.
Hold up to the pedestal. Yeah.
I took one professor 6 times because I just loved every single thing she did. She was just such an amazing professor. Yeah. Someone could look at me like that one day, and that's
what
like,
I'm saying. That's what I love, that feeling. And like, trust me, what my dad says is that like knowledge is power. Like literally, you can do anything once you have like that mindset. You can literally, because people like once you know something and you try to put into it, trust me, like you could do anything you always like wanted to. Knowledge is power. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say about like education? Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. Cool. Question 2. I know you were just talking about Kyle a second ago, and I was like thinking about this in the shower. I was like, so question 2 is, what's a best friend in your eyes?
So one thing Kyle and I will say like literally daily at this point is that we're like the same person.
Good.
He'll finish my sentences, I'll finish his, like.
And you guys are on the same frequency all the time. Yeah.
We're convinced we have the same FBI man because we get the same ads, like.
About
like I'll be thinking about something and he'll be thinking about it too, but we won't talk about it, and then we get the same
your
ad.
Algorithm, it gets just, like your advertisement gets linked up and your cookies are on point.
But he's always supported me. I could tell him I want to walk on the moon, and he would immediately be like, oh,
here's the steps to do it. Yeah.
Here's what you need to start pursuing. And I think it's just to have someone who I could call him right now and be like, I need your help, and he'd be like, okay, what do you need? Like, do you need me to come get you? Yeah. Having that kind of reliance is the most.
It's security too.
Oh yeah, exactly. I trust him with my life.
Good.
Period.
I was going to say like I just thought about something. It's like I forgot. It's like it's like a thing for like. It's like, it sounds like morbid, but like you know when like people are on like that DNR thing, like do not resuscitate, but then like there's someone who holds, I forgot what that form is called, but it's like kind of like you trust someone.
Like your medical release form?
Yes. Like I feel like, you know, like having I mean, if you would, like, you know, that'd be kind of like you trust them with your life or something.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. If I were like brain dead.
Yeah.
I've already told him.
That was the thing I was trying to bring up. I kind of like.
I've already told him, like, if I'm brain dead,
you're responsible.
Knock me out.
Yeah.
Just
you're responsible for it.
Take me out.
Not my family. You're responsible for it. Yeah.
I've told him, like, it's so weird the things that I've told him about, like, my funeral, how I would want to be, like, I don't want to be buried. He knows.
That's what I'm saying, dog. I'm like, just don't waste money on the freaking funeral, the box, dog. Just throw my body somewhere, dog. It's just like I don't want you to spend money. Like, you could use that money on food or something.
Oh, 100%. I was like, you know what? Just like cremate me or something.
That's what
you don't even have to keep my ashes. Just get rid of me.
Just whatever is the most cost-effective thing. Just do it. Cause I'm like, why would you put my body in a freaking $100,000 box? And then you pay $40,000 for the funeral directors, the ceremony or whatever. I don't even know.
You buy like a headstone that no one's gonna care about in like 100 years.
Just remember me of the good memories. Exactly. That's it.
Make like a nice little video of like my best moments and send that to everyone. Watch it. That'll be my funeral.
Literally, I'm like, there's so much. I mean, oh my god, like, you know, like just I'm like, I don't care. Like, just appreciate the time that we had together. Just whatever's the most cost-effective way, just do it. Just do it. Sorry, keep going.
There's also like I love the between friends, like having like just really specific thing. Like Kyle calls me his favorite boy because I made him listen to the song "Best Friend" by Rex Orange County.
He's great.
So many times.
Great
and then
song.
I'd be like, I want to be your favorite boy, and he'd be like, but you are my favorite boy. So it became like,
you know, it's from the lyrics.
Yeah, exactly. A little inside joke type of thing, and like just.
You should catch him live. He's really good live, Alex.
I feel like I was supposed to see him
last February.
Maybe.
I checked him out. I saw him twice. He's like amazing live. Like it's like so much high energy. People are just like screaming the lyrics, yo.
I've seen quite a few people live, and it's just.
Who have you seen live?
I couldn't even be.
I've seen. Start like listing some things.
Probably the most popular people are people like King Princess. I saw her
King
last
Princess
January.
is amazing.
I wasn't a huge fan of her show. Because she was so high that she forgot like the order, and also.
Are you serious?
Yeah, her fans are a lot younger than me.
Yes.
They're like they're like 16, which isn't that much. I'm only 22, but like they just we just didn't vibe.
Yeah. The thing was that like I remember when King Princess started going on the radar, I was like, she's gonna catch mad traction. I know it.
As soon as Harry Styles tweeted her.
Yeah, exactly. It was over. It was over. I was like, oh my, because like she was supposed to be like the opener to his tour for Fine Line, or I forgot. What was the Fine Line tour? I want to see Harry Styles. I want to see Harry Styles.
I was supposed to see him 6 times this year.
Really?
And then.
He's amazing. I want to see him live. And like if I had the opportunity to see One Direction live, I would take that opportunity.
I saw One Direction live on their last tour.
See, you're lucky.
And I literally.
You're lucky.
Sobbed.
Because like that's an experience you will probably not get. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully we'll get again. I don't know. But I'm saying like that era was like I wish I
Unmatched.
caught on.
It was.
I wish I caught on that.
I remember in 8th grade when I found out about One Direction, the song "What Makes You Beautiful" was playing on the bus home, and Kayla Stabile was like, "I don't know why you like this song so much," and I was like, "What do you mean? They're the best band I've ever heard in my whole life," and you know what? I haven't gotten over that.
And I tell people like, "Why do you like that band?" I'm like, "Okay, you're telling me if the same exact sound, vocals, lyrics, everything about that one song was made from the Beatles, would you still listen to them?"
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I told people. I'm like, why doesn't you know, if you like it and it sounds great to you, then do it. Just like it. Just appreciate it.
Or like people will be like, how do you listen to Harry Styles, but then you also listen to like a rock band? And I'm like, what do you mean?
If it sounds good to you, then you like it. Like, why do you deny it? That's what I keep telling everybody.
Favorite shows I've ever been to. It was the last show I saw before we went to quarantine. It's from a Canadian rock band called the Glorious Sons.
I never heard of that.
They're like pretty small in the United States, but they opened for this band, the Struts, and I had seen them the first July, and then this was their first headlining tour in Brooklyn, and I was like the youngest person there by like
large margin.
Yeah.
But
I had such an amazing time because like just the feeling of live music is one that just can't be.
I love being at concerts. I love that energy. You're around people who have the same taste as you, and people are like, yo, you ever heard of this band? They're like, yeah, I heard it. And like you have like mad random conversations with people like waiting in like venues. People are just like, yo, like like yes, like cause like I love going to like Brockhampton. I see them twice. I love them so much. I love Brockhampton. The Front Bottoms. I'm obsessed with the Front Bottoms.
One of my favorite shows I've ever been to was George Ezra. Noah Khan opened for him, which just opened a whole, because then I ended up seeing Noah Khan, who then introduced me to Dean Lewis, who I've seen 7 times now. Like, but the George Ezra show, I met a group of girls there, and it was like, I don't even really talk to any of them anymore, but it opened my eyes to like what meeting people at concerts could be, and like going and meeting all these people, and all of a sudden you have a whole group of friends with you at that concert, and then I follow them on Instagram, and then all of a sudden I see them at another show, and then they introduce me to more people, and it's just like a huge community, and everyone's there, and every single person in that audience feels that same love and passion for the person that you're seeing, and
it just feels so good. Like it's just like it's an indescribable feeling. But like if you go to a lot of concerts, you just know that feeling. You know when like it's like it's just like that sweet, nice like good moment.
It's especially like when you go to those really small venues, like I
That's what I was gonna bring up for King Princess, because I remember like when she was on the radar, I was like, I had to find tickets soon. So I was like trying to find tickets for like forever. I was like, and it sold out. But then like she tweeted something, or she posted something on her story. She was like, oh, I'm doing a free concert at Samsung 837. All you have to do is register and you get free tickets. I was like, no way. I clicked to register it. I got free tickets immediately. I took Brittany with me. Brittany was 17 at that moment, but she took Brenda's ID, checked in as 18, and we were like, whatever, yo,
you know what?
we're good. It works. So then, like, I was 18 or 19 already at that time, so we were like, let's just do it. But they thought I was 21. They just didn't care.
Hey, you know what?
And like, I was like, that's your mistake. That was in the past and stuff like that. And like, we were just like, just vibing, and it was like really good. And like, King Princess was there. Mark Ronson was there, because like Mark Ronson was working with what's her name? Oh my god, Michaela.
Oh yeah.
Working with Michaela, and that's how she started getting a lot of traction. Like Harry Styles like did that tweet about her, saying like, you're gonna be the opening, and then now I know, I'm not sure if she's still dating Amanda.
I don't think so. I think they broke up a while ago.
Yeah, so like that was when they were dating, and then like I saw King Princess, and then I went to Gov Ball, and when I went to Gov Ball with my friend, we went to Brooklyn in a White Castle. I was taking my order, and later Amanda walked in. I had no idea who Amanda was, and then my friend was like, "Are you?" And she was like, Amanda was like nodding, and then she was like, my friend was like, "Are you Amanda?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then I was like, I turned around, I'm like, man, I was like, this is some YouTuber or something. But then I didn't realize. I looked her up, I googled her and everything. She's like in the Hunger Games, everything. The Hate U Give and everything. I'm like, oh, and she was joking with me. She was like, yeah, let's take a picture. Maybe one day it'll be worth $1 million. I was like, girl, you funny.
I met Louis Capaldi at a James Bay concert.
What?
I had gone because Noah Khan was opening for him, and I was like, you know what? James Bay's great too.
Yeah.
Why the heck not?
Yeah.
And so I didn't even know he was there, and I was waiting in this god awful line for a bathroom, and it had been like 30 minutes, and I was so close to the front, and I saw Louis Capaldi exit the men's bathroom and like go up the stairs, and I was like, so I left the line and I like chased him down, and I was like, I'm so sorry, like I love your music, can I please get a picture? He was so nice. He was like, yeah, of course. God. He gave me a hug.
That's so awesome.
The person I was with was like, who is that? And I was like,
that was me on my receiving end that one time.
I was like, Louis Capaldi. And they were like, who? And I was like, Louis Capaldi. And then lo and behold, like a year later, I was seeing him like right when Someone You Love blew up, and like everyone was like, oh my god, he's so like, amazing.
It's like, I was a fan since day one.
And I was like, I met him.
Yeah.
I look terrible in the picture, but
you took that opportunity and you seized it.
I have a picture with him now.
Exactly.
So.
People are gonna be like, when's the last time you saw him? It's like, well, I saw him that time and everything like that.
Oh yeah, he's so nice. Yeah. Great guy. Oh.
What else I was gonna say? I was gonna say one more thing. What other concerts that have been like your favorite and everything?
So I love PNC because it's like such an easily accessible place, and I remember.
Oh, stop. It's okay. Keep going.
Last year, I went to like an insane amount of concerts, and I remember specifically a Macklemore and Kesha concert.
Yeah.
I went with. It was Leanne, Sean Huber, and my friend Jen from school.
Okay.
And while we were there, Sean and I had like a really big heart-to-heart, and it was just like, so then I held like this, I have like an emotional attachment now to like listening to Macklemore talking to Sean, and like also Macklemore's an amazing artist. I
haven't listened to him in a while, so yeah, I don't.
He's amazing. I don't know why people hate him. Same with Nickelback. Bold statement.
Yo, I don't know why everyone. Not gonna lie, when I was like in 6th or 7th grade, I listened to Nickelback a lot. Like they had like those. I remember like Rockstar. Obviously, Photograph. People like joke around with that a lot, meme it. But then like, and like there's one.
How You Remind Me.
Yes, exactly.
Classics.
Yeah.
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 I saw them live, and
I was like, I don't mind Nickelback. I don't know why everyone like hates on them, or like just or not. I don't want to say hate, but strongly dislike. I don't like saying hate, but strongly dislike. Yeah.
I don't know why, because I think it's just like jumped on the bandwagon, but like they were amazing live, and they put on like they at the end of the show during their encore, they were like, "Do you guys want to hear more?"
Like,
and just put on like they just went on and did several more songs because like why not?
Yeah.
Great show.
What?
I saw 30 Seconds to Mars for 50 cents.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I would kill to see Jared.
It was, what's the band's name? Joy Division opened for them, but they played the same song for their entire set. They just kept restarting it. I'm not really sure why to this day, but it was such I had so much fun just laughing,
That's
listening,
so
and
cool.
then 30 Seconds to Mars,
Yeah,
my
I
little
know.
old emo heart,
Exactly.
listening to The Kill live.
And you know how My Chemical Romance was supposed to come on tour this year, and the whole Nork thing was gonna be that was the Nork venue was gonna be when they're supposed to be at PNC and it's supposed to be there. I think it was 10 year. I don't know what it was, but that I wanted to go to that so bad. My friend got tickets for that, but now they moved to next year and everything like that. But I'm saying
because it's their hometown. They're from New Jersey, so that's their hometown show.
Exactly. That I can imagine that energy in that flipping venue.
Probably
amazing. Amazing. It would have been amazing.
I know some people hate stadium shows, but I think there's something just so
it's just cool. I saw John Mayer at Madison Square Garden. I was
I saw Taylor Swift at MetLife, and
Yeah.
I'm not a Taylor Swift fan per se.
Yeah.
I mean,
if there was if there's a chance to see Taylor Swift for free, I'm like.
I ended up going with Leanne as because Leanne's obsessed with Taylor Swift, and so I was like, oh, you know what? I want to go too. Why not? I had the most fun. We had the light up bracelet. We were the last row in the stadium,
it's the
and
memories. It's the memories. It's the memories.
It's
Yeah, and just being there. I'm trying to think other people I've seen live. Oh, keep going. Sorry.
Do you know Hootie and the Blowfish?
No, I do not.
You would probably they have some they're an older band. They're from the 90s.
Yeah.
My mom loved them, so I was like,
let's go see them.
Well, they haven't toured for 20 years or something like that, and then they had a little reunion.
Yeah.
So I got my mom tickets for her birthday, and we went, and it was
amazing.
Such a do you listen to country music?
No.
Oh. Do you know that song Rock Me Mama Like a Wagon Wheel? It's one of the most popular country songs.
Okay.
The lead singer, Darius Rucker, is he went country for a little bit.
Yeah.
But now he's back to doing his whatever the heck Hootie and the Blowfish is.
Yeah.
I had such a fun time. Everyone there was so old. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of the songs.
You're just living life. That's what I'm saying. You should just do things that are just or just never familiar with this, but let's just do it. Because that's why I'm always telling people you should always try to push yourself out of your comfort zone, or just kind of just expose yourself to new things. And you never know what might happen.
I saw Panic at the Disco.
Oh my god, that's on my bucket list to see Brendan live.
My friends and I from school, we wanted to see Panic at the Disco.
Did you see him during the what was his last tour? I forgot.
Whatever, I don't.
Off that previous album, whatever he did, yeah.
It was the Pray for the Wicked.
Yeah, Pray for the Wicked. Yeah.
We were supposed to see them at MetLife, but it was stupidly expensive.
Yeah.
So then we were like, what are we gonna do? Blah blah blah. We found tickets for Albany, which is 2.5 hours away, and we drove up the day before classes started. Went to the show in Albany, had an amazing time.
Yeah.
We were jamming out. The little heart things to make the whole stadium rainbow was such an amazing. We got home at 2 or 3 a.m.
So worth
Woke
it.
up for my 8 a.m. and I had no regrets. I was
God.
I was living the high life, having such a great time.
Yes.
It was. I'm not a huge Panic at the Disco fan. I appreciate them everyone.
Yeah.
But seeing them live was
I can't imagine his vocal range and everything.
He's insane.
I can't because he has an insane singing capacity.
The only thing I was upset about it was right when The Greatest Showman took off and he covered their song. So instead of covering Bohemian Rhapsody, he covered The Greatest Show, which was fine, but I really wanted to hear
Bohemian Rhapsody. That would have been epic.
But it was still such a great show.
Yeah.
Oh man,
music is such a great avenue. I love it so much. That's why I'm so excited. I'm hopefully we can go to concerts again in the foreseen future.
I had a lawn pass for PNC for this summer that allowed me to go to every single PNC concert.
They have that kind of stuff?
Yeah, my mom got it for me for Christmas as she was now you don't have to buy concert tickets, and then it was joke's on you. No concert.
Will they acknowledge it in 2021?
No, they refunded everyone, but now
oh my god,
the same set list is just transferred to next year. So when they sell the tickets again, they're gonna be more expensive because everyone knows what the Halsey, Nickelback was supposed to be there.
I seen Halsey live. She's really
I have
cool.
not.
She's a powerhouse, yo.
I was really excited to see her.
She's something, yo. She loves doing her thing on stage. Like, she's amazing. I saw the Killers. The Killers were cool.
I've never seen the Killers. I would like to.
Yeah, they're super insane. They literally sound like everything off the track too.
You know who puts on a surprisingly good show? 5 Seconds of Summer.
Yeah, Brittany's obsessed with them, but she put me on. They actually make really good music.
I love 5 Seconds of Summer.
They were I think 2017, 2016. They were at PNC.
I went, yeah.
Brittany and Brennan went there. Yeah, I was like, dang. I was like, I wish I got on that hype train, but no, they make really good music. Like Disconnected.
Their older music is forever my favorite. My favorite song will be Try Hard for the rest of my life. But even their new album that they just released, Calm.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And then people are like, I don't like. They're just like a One Direction wannabe, and I'm like, yeah, they're so different and they're so good live. They're so happy. Like,
I know.
How can you not love that? Rascal Flatts puts on a great show.
Rascal Flatts?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I've seen them a couple times. I saw them on their last tour. We got upgraded to like 10th row from the stage for free, and they were just like so great.
They're out there.
How do you not love singing "Life Is a Highway" surrounded by like just some
Life is a highway.
It's such a great experience. Even if you don't like country music, it's just
it's the experience.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I know we kind of like diverged a lot or anything, but like, is there anything else you want to say about Best Friend? I love how we just like shift from like Best Friend from back to Orange County and like the whole tangent. I love it so much.
I think just it's okay.
Sorry, Artie.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I think that the most important thing is to like not take your best friend for granted. To just like cherish every single moment with them, because like those are the moments you're gonna like.
Amen to that.
When you're older, those are the moments you're gonna really miss, and to find someone who really every single moment makes you feel so fulfilled and happy is such a rare thing. So like hold on to that as tight as you can.
Seriously, I love a lot of my best friends. I love them so much. Like, they're always there for you and everything like that, and they make you happy when you're at like your lowest, and they will be there for you when you're at your highest, and they will cherish that with you, and they always want to be around you all the time.
Yeah.
And like I really appreciate that. Like, I really appreciate people who chose you to be who chose to be around you, and like I need to be more constantly reminded that these are people I need to hang out more in my life, rather than people who are very toxic and I get scared to drop them. But I've been building up the courage just to be like, yo, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. Like, I just stop.
I did that right out of high school with someone who I was very close with. I'm sure you could remember who, but I'm not gonna name names.
Yeah.
We were super close, and just a lot happened, and it ended up being a very, very toxic friendship for the two of us. On both ends. I think it was just we played off of each other in ways that just became really not great. And as soon as we stopped being friends, it completely changed. Like,
keep going. I'm just making sure they're.
That's okay. I don't hold any like ill feelings toward them, but I also I wouldn't want to be friends with them anymore.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of people change.
Exactly.
Your friendships change, and it is what it is.
Correct.
What can you do? It's just a matter of knowing when enough is enough before it just becomes too much for both people. That's why I always struggled the most. Like, I started realizing that my one friend in college, again, no names, but I can always tell like names like after everything. Like, I just didn't want to resonate with them anymore. They were always like bringing me down. Like, I'm such a positive person. Like, I love helping out. But I started realizing that they would just kind of be like, they would use me to do things with them. Like, oh, can you help me do like my math homework? I'm like, but they know how I feel about them all the time. Yeah.
Like, it was more like I started obtaining like the more than friends feeling around them. So I was like, yeah, sure, like, why not? Then I'm like, obviously, like, I'm like simping. I'm like, bro, like, I gotta stop. Then it started turning bad. So I was like, I started realizing like during this pandemic, I was like, it's funny how like they would always reach out to me. No, I would always want to reach out to them, but they would never reach out to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that was like the breaking point. Even if the world was ending, this whole flipping pandemic thing, we would you can go through, it doesn't matter. During this whole pandemic thing, they wouldn't even extend an arm to check out on me.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I see how it is. One, I don't want to be around you anymore. Two, you always talk about growth to me. I've known you for 3-4 years. I never seen any growth from you. Even though you always say, I want to grow, I want to grow, I want to grow, I want to do this. Don't say that to me. Prove it to me. Just show me that you can do it. Then I started realizing, I'm like, this person serves no benefit to me anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I can't be around them anymore. So I decided to make the executive choice, and I never do this. I never break up with like friends like that. I was just like, you know what? Let's just stop. Like, let's just stop talking. Because A, sure, I think about them all the time. I wish we had that relationship. But B, I'm more happier hanging out with people who really just want to hang out with me and really accent things that are really like accent like the, I guess, like, not like accent, but more like they acknowledge like what you have been like working on, or like say if like, you know, like say if it just graduated, everyone, they would just congratulate, yo, that's insane, yo, or like it's like, or they say like, oh, like I just got this thing, they're like, yo, that's awesome, like let's try it out or something like that. Like they'll be supportive,
boost you up.
Yeah, supportive. So I'm like, I'm happy for like the friends that I have right now who choose me to hang out with.
Yeah.
When there's nothing else to do, they're like, you know, I want to hit up Evan today. I'm like, yo, thanks, yo, like that really means a lot, seriously. But yeah, there's always that one special friend that you have in mind. Yours is Kyle. Like, it's just like you know you can't spend a whole day without them, and like every time you hang out with them, it's literally like a second has not passed, which is like an incredible feeling.
It's also like when you can have like Kyle and I binge watch shows together, because like we just finished the Umbrella Academy.
Yo, I still
good.
need to finish. I'm on I know, because I've been waiting for season 2, but I've just been so effing busy.
Insane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
Because like
good.
the ending of season 1, when
I'll just wait
7,
for season
right?
2.
Yeah, Ellen Page's character was 7, when she like did the like that explosion thing at the end of the theater. I was like, they just left it as that.
What next?
Yeah, exactly. So I've been waiting for a whole year or 2 years, I think, because it came out in 2017. I don't remember, or 2018. I don't remember. But like season 2 just came out, so I'm like, I have to watch it. So I'm like,
we're about to start Lucifer season 5 part 1 because it just came out yesterday.
Are you caught up on Supernatural?
No, I stopped watching Supernatural so long ago.
What?
They're
on their last. They're supposed to end this year in May, but the whole pandemic thing. Now they have like the last 7.
I don't know. I have like a few set shows that are like long hauls that I could watch like a million times over, and Supernatural just isn't one. I don't know why. Criminal Minds and Bones.
Oh my god. Who's your favorite character on Criminal Minds?
Reed.
Yeah, that has to be Reed.
Who's yours?
Like, Reed is like so cool.
He's just
Reed.
Matthew Ray Gubler.
Yeah, Matthew. He's a complete meme on the internet. He's so funny.
Have you seen him? Like the TikToks about him?
No, I haven't.
People are in love with him. Next time I see one, I'll send you it.
Yeah.
People are in love with him.
Yeah.
Just, they'll be like, I wish I could date Spencer Reed. And I'm like, you're 17 and he's like in his 40s, but okay.
No, I'm like telling you, TikTok is like, I love TikTok. I love TikTok. I'm like, I hope it doesn't go away in 45 days, wherever that executive order was made. But I'm like saying, like, if someone buys it, I'll be happy about it. But I'm saying, like, or change my VPN, I don't know. I'm like, I love that app. It's like I meet so many different people, because I just make TikToks about being an RA. And I want to know. I want to let everyone know. None of those things ever happened to me. I just make up comedic, genuine, like funny thing. But everyone, like a bunch of RAs, always message me like, this happened, and they message me like, really? And I'm like, no, it's all just a ruse. Like, it's all a ruse. But then they tell me like, oh, like, can we be friends? I was like, yeah, sure. So like we follow on social media, and then like we just like talk about like random stuff, and like it's just so crazy how like powerful TikTok is, and especially the internet.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
I've met so many friends through like different social media apps, or like when I got a tattoo for the struts on my foot on a whim, because why not?
Yeah.
And I I posted
it.
Hello. I posted it on Twitter, and like several people were like, oh my god, that's so cool, like, you like the struts, I like the struts, we should be friends. And then all of a sudden I have a new friendship, and it's
amazing.
Such a great feeling.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm like, I need to just reach out to more people who are like, you know, like, I'm like, yo, if you want to hang out, or like you want to be friends with me on the internet, then let's be friends on the internet. Like, it doesn't matter. And like eventually one day if you guys get close, you could be like, yo, let's just meet up, and we're just like, sure, then they bring you into their pool of like people that they know, and then you can bring them into the pool they know, and like it's just like more like not like networking, but like like friendship networking. I don't know, like friendship.
I have a friend named Nat who used to live in Miami and now lives in Philly, and I met them at a concert.
Yeah.
And we became like friends. They were still living in Miami at the time, but they would come up here because their friend went to Columbia.
Yeah.
And so we became friends. We started chit-chatting, and now like I talk to them at least once a week.
Yeah.
When I went to Philly last year, I stopped in and visited them. Like we became such good friends.
That's amazing.
We maintained an online friendship for a while, and then we got to hang out. It was lovely. I loved it. Such a fun time.
Good. Is there anything else you want to add about the best friend things or no?
I don't think so.
All right, we're going on question 3.
All right.
I'm like, I'm bummed out the shade's kind of gone, but we good.
I hope I don't look like a blind spot. I'm quite pale.
I don't think so. I'm gonna like, hopefully when I look at the footage, I'm gonna like move down like the brightness level so it gets a little bit like comfortable in our eyes. Okay, so question 3. What have you been doing to keep yourself busy during this time of crisis?
Quite a bit. I've taken on many new hobbies. Just
like start listing some hobbies.
So I started. Have you seen the trend of making Harry Styles cardigan?
Oh my god! It's funny because I actually had a coworker and she was telling me I need to go to Michael's to buy more knitting, like the yarn. And I was like, "What are you making?" She's like, "I'm making a Harry Styles sweater." I was like, "Send me a picture of it." And there was a picture of it, but like apparently like they're like really expensive. She's like,
they're like $1,500.
She's like, "Why don't I just make it?" And I was like, "Okay."
So I started that in March. I'm only halfway done because
life.
I really needed a break from it.
2020.
Making those little squares over and over takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
And then I took up making produce bags, like little net produce bags, so you don't have to use like plastic ones. Wow. I've made so many of them. I can make one in like 5 hours now, which is pretty fast. I'm just sit there and watch TV.
Yeah. That's so beautiful.
They're great. I'll make you one if you want one.
Thank you. Seriously, thank you.
I really will. I have so much fun. Let me show you.
Oh my god.
Kyle and I are making
This is executive VIP footage. What?
This one's really, it says TPWK for Harry Styles. That's who I am. There's some bees on it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so like just crafting has been...
That's amazing. I'm glad you have this time to access that,
It's been great. And like, I was like, at first I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna get really like productive.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's nice to just sit down and like, with a little, I read still, but like, sometimes reading gets boring. You know?
That's why I'm like, I guess I have to be in a mood to read, and like that's why I'm like, oh, let me try like do 2 things at one time. Like when I go for like a run, I'll like try to listen to like an audiobook. But I mostly listen to like a lot of podcasts and everything.
I love a good podcast.
Yeah, I'm like,
there's just something so like.
Yeah, I know. Like it's just like so nice to like learn something new, or like just listen to someone's like perspective while doing something else at the same exact time. It's amazing.
I'm reading a new book right now that's like completely out of my normal comfort zone.
Yeah.
It's called The Wind Up Bird Chronicle by Haruki Murakami, and it's like a Japanese fiction mystery. 600 pages, which is quite a hefty boy, but I like just it's just indulging myself in something new, and it's so fun rather than reading like the same books that I'm always
familiar with.
Exactly. Like, I've read classics. They're kind of all the same, and I know I shouldn't say that, especially having like a literature degree, but like it's the truth. Pride and Prejudice, not much different than any other Jane Austen novel. I hate to say it, but so it's like even if it's something like I've always done, like reading, indulging myself in different genres has been like, I read my first YA fantasy series. It was one of my sister's favorites, so she's like, you have to, A Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J Maas. Okay. I actually haven't read the 4th book yet because I read all 3 in like quick succession,
back.
And I just needed a break from the characters. But I gotta read them soon because the 5th book's coming out in January.
That's what I'm saying, like stuff like that. Like that's why I'm like, it's like amazing when I see like sequels and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, now I have to catch up. Like, you have to catch up.
Or even with like the new Twilight book, now I feel like I have to read all the Twilight books over again.
Like for me, like the Hunger Games with that prequel that just came out, and like,
yep.
Come on, Suzanne Collins. I'm like, you really?
Or like when, whatever the newest Harry Potter book, the Cursed Child.
The Cursed Child, that play adaptation thing.
Yeah, when that came out, I was like, well, now I have to reread the whole series. Never did it.
It's just like, it's a lot of time, but like again, like if you can find time to do it, do it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But then I also like I love watching like movies and stuff, so oftentimes I find myself leaning toward like watching a good movie rather than reading the book, which is so bad. But
no, tell me about it. I'm like, that's like always like an inner conflict. I'm like, yo, like I want to do that, but I want that. But then I start realizing my parents are like, just do whatever makes you happy, yo. Like just literally just do it. If you want to watch a movie today, watch a movie today. If you don't want to read, then just don't want to read, then just do whatever.
I got a projector for my birthday.
Yo, projectors are literally like, I feel like Amazon has been definitely pushing that thing, because like all my friends are like, let's get a projector. Like I got a projector last year. I'm like, it's elite. Like it's like
it's amazing.
I'm like projectors are slept on. But I'm like, if you can find like an outlet somewhere in public and you have like a white screen or even like a bed sheet thing or like whatever you want to project it, I'm like, go for it. Like,
my projector came with a free screen.
Lucky.
Amazing. I can set it up anywhere.
I know.
I
know. And like it just changes like the dimensions of it. If you back it up, you bring it closer, you bring it smaller. I'm like,
I feel like I'm like slowly reverting back. Like I got a record player a couple years ago.
I would kill to be in the 80s.
I
would kill to be
I
in the
feel
80s.
like I mean, except for like everything else that was going on, but like aesthetically, the 80s.
Exactly, aesthetically.
They were elite.
I know.
The clothing, the hair, the music.
I know.
Boy George, unmatched.
That's what I'm like, I wish that like I was, if there was a possibility of me jumping into that time zone or time era, I would, oh yeah, just see what it's like and stuff like that. When I watch like the movies, I'm like, oh my god, it seems like pretty fun and everything there, and like it's like it just seems like so raw and like happy.
It's just, I mean, besides the AIDS epidemic, it just seems so like everyone seems so happy, and I know it's just because like we're looking through a colored lens, but
correct use of words, I know.
Like I don't really idolize any other time period. Like I don't really care for the 50s and 60s, not even the 70s, but the 80s. Just I think it's because of all the bright colors. They make me feel happy.
It's like all like zappy and like just electric.
People would wear like bright blue eyeshadow.
They just did whatever they want to do.
100%.
And then like now it's like the 90s. Now we're like the 10s, and now we're in the 20s.
I feel the 20s are like.
I know.
Oh man, things have changed so much. I think because of like technology and stuff, but like.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine going anywhere without my phone. That's insane.
Exactly, because we're all, again, connected now. Because I'm like...
I mean, it's nice, because, like, without my phone, I would probably never talk to you again if we didn't have phones.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, because these are just tools. These are just, like, things that are supposed to help us out. We're supposed to take advantage of these things. 100%. Oh, I like your beanie sticker.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
got quite a few.
Yeah, beanies is great. I love beanies.
I haven't been there in so long.
It's still the same. Like, they said 5 people per customer. Like, I wait in line sometimes, and, like, girls are always... Yeah, so you heard that beep?
Yep.
Girls are always like... I wait in line. People are like, are you waiting in line? I'm like, no, I just want to look at the ice cream. Of course I'm waiting in line. like you know.
My favorite ice cream place is a place up in Riverdale. It's called Curly's. It's by my college, and it is just... I love it. It takes half an hour to get there.
Curlys. Okay.
It's on 23.
Okay.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
I gotta take that trip up there then. I love
it's so
ice cream.
worth it.
Yeah, ice cream's like...
That and Cliff's. But I feel like Cliff's is like a favorite. Everyone here likes Cliff's.
Normies. What was I gonna say? Is there anything else you want to add to the question of what was my previous question? What have been doing to this time during crisis?
I don't think so. I think that's crocheting, listening to music, and reading. That's it.
Cool. Alright. We have 2 more questions left, but I want to let you know, like, I have to, like, it's my fault. Again, I'm sorry. It's always my fault. That, like, I had to be somewhere at 12.
Oh, don't worry about it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
We'll just speed through.
So, question 4 is, what has been the happiest moment in your life?
Oof. That's a tough one.
Or, like, some of the highlights or something. What is, like, the first thing that pops in your head?
Actually, a fairly recent day when I graduated college. I started the day by crying by myself in my bedroom, watching my commencement.
Yeah.
Wearing my Mortal and Pestle and a sweatshirt in my bedroom, and then doing my own little tassel. I was like super sad, but then like my mom organized this thing where so many people, I got like 70 cards in the mail from people like just wishing me congratulations. She got a sign for our front yard, and then Kyle dropped off a gift, Leanne dropped off a gift, and I just felt someone sent cookies. Do you know Julie White? She's in Brittany's grade. Her family sent me an edible arrangement.
What?
Like, just, I felt so appreciated, and just, I felt so,
it's a high accomplishment. And that's always something that you should always cherish. And, like, that's why, like, people are like, oh, just don't take it because, like, you don't have a graduation. No, you should experience it and everything.
Well, then my school did have a graduation, and I just didn't go because...
Oh, yeah, mine too. I was like, it's like a blanket thing. They're just like, let's do it. I'm like...
Well, it was outside at our school, which is also a COVID testing site. And I was like, you know what? I had a great graduation. I don't want to try and...
It was personalized and tailored for you.
Exactly. I got the signs, balloons. It was just such like a...
I'm happy for you.
My mom got me a Baja Blast from Taco Bell because it's my favorite drink.
Yo,
as like a...
the one on Route 10.
Yeah.
You gotta go to the one on Route 10.
It was just... That's truly one of the happiest days, just because it was so... Like, I just felt so warm all day. I felt yellow.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Little
that's what
circle
I'm saying.
around.
Like, that's why I'm like, and what you just said, like, hold on to people like that and tight in your life. Like, these are just moments, like, you just always just, like, just be appreciative, and, like, and you should always appreciate your family, your friends, and, like, just be happy with them and check in with them as much as you can. That's why I'm like so happy that, like, I'm here today, checking in with you. Cause I'm like, I was like, I haven't seen Maddie in, like, 4 years, but it's just, like, so nice to know that, like, they're still doing great. They're still doing things that, like, they love to do, and, like, obviously, like, I'm happy that you were, like, an incredible, nice friend to me in high school, and, like, I'm glad, like, we're allowed to share this moment together, and, like, I just, like, that's, like, I'm always trying my best to, like, try to reach out to people who really, you know, really did mean a lot to me and stuff like that, and, like, you know, they were always, like, making me for who I am, you know.
You know what I was thinking about the other day? Senior year, gym class, we had the same gym, and...
Second period, right?
Yeah, you showed up on Halloween dressed like,
I'm trying to remember.
The Arrow guy.
Oh my god.
I don't know what his name is.
Yes! Green Arrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember I was one of like 3 people who knew like what you were, and it was just like I still remember that. Just those kind of like happy moments. Just
I know, because I'm just like, let's just do it. And then like, my not the letter between W and Y. I was so funny. Like, you came to a conversation one time. They're like, oh, you, that person with that letter between W and Y, like, they said, like, oh, you and them, like, had, like, a rough or something like that. And then, like, it was something like you were standing up for, like, I'm just say her name, but you were standing up for, like, Christina and everything like that.
Oh, yeah. I remember
that.
Like,
I was laughing. I was like, because Kim was telling me that story. And they're like, oh, yeah, like, them two, they have beef or something. I was like, why? What happened? And then, like, Maddie, she said, like, Maddie, like, shoved her or something. I was like, yo, that's awesome.
I'm a very outspoken person, and
no, you're super vocal. Like, if you see something's wrong, you do everything in your muscle to correct it.
Also, like, Christina's such a quiet person. So quiet.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to her in forever.
She's
Love
amazing.
her. And I think that if someone's not going to stand up for themselves, I could do it. I don't care. Like, I don't care if people like me. I don't care if people dislike me. If what I'm doing is right, then fine.
Yeah, if it's right to you, then it's right.
Exactly. So
100%.
I did that quite a lot in high school, though.
No, that's what I loved about you. I was like,
very loud.
When Kim was telling me that story, I was like, yo, that's kind of awesome. I was like, that's so funny. That's so funny. Oh my god. Yeah. No.
Man.
Oh my god.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was like, it's just high school things, yo. It's so funny. High school, yo.
It's crazy, like how trivial things were, but it was like our entire lives.
Fun fact, because I love talking about high school. I'm just like, I don't care, because I'm just like, whatever. Fun fact, if they were watching this, I don't really care. But like I remember like, I had a huge crush on Christina. Not gonna lie, I did. Yeah, I had a huge crush on her, and I was like, I never told her to this day, but like I used to
now she knows.
I used to be like, if she's listening, she's gonna listen to the story. But like, I used to put like these like, I really liked her a lot, and like I used to I just like be like a secret admirer. I was like make gifts and I was just put in her van locker.
That's so sweet.
And like I just never told her to this day, and like she still
No.
doesn't know. But I felt like I was like making the correlation when I was driving here. I was like Kim to Maddie, Christine. I was like, you know what? Let me just say it on camera or something. I was like, I don't care. Like it's out in the air now. Like no, like I remember I used to like I made her like these gifts or whatever. I don't remember what they were. They were just like gifts, and like I would mark it with like a box like that. But then if you separate the box, it would be like my initials, like E and W.
Mm-hmm.
So like, no, she's a great person. She's really nice. She's really sweet. And she, again, when you were standing up to her, like, or standing up for her, like that's the right thing to do. Like, you know, that's the right thing to do. Like if you see someone getting bullied, yo, you're like, you step up to the plate. You tell them like, yo, pick up someone else your own size. It's so annoying when people do that. People just take advantage.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it crazy? Like when you had crushes in high school, it was like your entire world.
I know, and like you don't know a single thing about them.
Yeah.
Like you're like, it's like, oh, I have a crush on this person, but I don't even know anything about them.
Guilty.
It's like I'm like, what? Oh my god, yo. Oh my god. And the high school crushes are just so funny. I'm like, it's just so funny to talk about high school.
Since you admitted it, I guess I will. He probably knows this. I had the biggest crush on Tom.
Really?
The biggest crush.
Tom's a great dude.
But I don't know what. I never talked to him. I don't think we ever had a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time Taylor Brisbane asked him to say like "Hi, Maddie" in a video, and I was like, "Why would you do that?" Like,
oh my god!
Like that's so weird. Now he's gonna think I'm like obsessed with him. Like I have no clue why. Like I had
backboning off of that, yo. I think it was like, you know, like I remember like senior year, I used to hang out with like, you know, Delaney.
Yeah.
Blinken. Like I used to be like, I was like when I first started getting to know her, I was like, yo, like she's pretty cool and everything like that. And I was like, I guess like I was like started like had like some feelings towards her.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, I guess like I don't know, like sometimes when we go to lunch and stuff like that, I was in the band wing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yo, like we would like, I guess like it's not like we're not like being mean to each other. It's like a playful meme. We're like,
yeah.
I was like, you suck, and I'm like, well, you suck. And then like, I used to be like, I was like, dang, I guess like she's like really mean to me or something like that. But then like, I guess like a few years later, I was hanging out with Joyce, and Joyce told me like, oh, she had a crush on you before, and I was like, oh, what? I was like, what? I was like, oh, because like, you know, like I had some feelings for her too, but like I didn't know, like we were just like assuming to be like playful mean, but I thought she was like genuinely mean to me. I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
Isn't it
like,
crazy? Like
that's what I'm saying. Like high school crushes, bro. I'm like, why? Like, you know, like you just think about that stuff. It's just so funny. But like it's just like funny to acknowledge that stuff now. But
man,
high school. All right. Is there anything else you want to say about happy moments or about your graduation?
I don't think so.
Thank you for sharing that with me. Seriously.
Of course. When I get my master's, I will walk across the stage.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm like 2021. I'm walking against that stage, yo.
It won't be 2021. It'll be after that, but I will.
Yeah.
I will walk
soon.
across that stage.
You will. You got to manifest that.
Exactly. No more COVID.
Question 5. What is something more people should be aware about? And you can take off the filter of anything.
Okay. Well, I think one great thing about what's happening in the world right now is that we're all becoming so educated and so aware. It's amazing. This is like a weird niche, but one thing that I'm really, really passionate about is queer literature. I think that it's erased so much from our history, and there's so many important novels that need to be read and that need to be taught, because when we were in high school, we didn't learn about gay people, we didn't learn about trans people.
Exactly. That's why I felt like especially here at our high school, I don't want to name drop, but at our high school, I was like, I didn't really get exposed to a lot of things until I entered college. Like,
yeah.
So many things. And I felt like I didn't really find so many people who were part of that community or like who represented like that system at our high school. I'm sad to say, like, I guess like I didn't really educate myself a lot, but now I'm like you know, I'm getting familiar with it. I'm like, you know, people should love whoever they love. Like there should be no barrier for someone to love who they want to love. There should be nothing about it.
I took a class,
or identify themselves as that.
I took a class called queer literature with that professor I mentioned earlier, and there was only like maybe 15 of us in his class, and it was a selected topic, so it's not even offered by the university. It was like a class she created.
Yeah.
And we read, like, I thought it was gonna be like I was stupid. I thought it was gonna be like just a bunch of like gay novels, like a bunch of like Love, Simon and Call Me by Your Names.
Correct.
So I was like, can't wait.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
And then we read just so many heart-wrenching stories. We read a book called Stone Butch Blues, which covers a trans masculine person traveling through like the 60s and 70s, and it's a true story, and like the abuse that person faces, and the extreme divide in the lesbian community between like butches and femmes. And then we also read David Wojnarowicz's memoir talking about AIDS in New York and the gentrification of New York and the erasure of gay people, and how like the docks used to be somewhere for queer people to meet each other and to
interact.
Yeah, they would, like, that's where they all lived for pretty cheap, and then all of a sudden they completely redid it, and it became like a hip, cool place to hang out, like where the Whitney is now. Like everything around there is so expensive, but like that's not what it used to be. But we don't know that. Like we aren't taught that. We aren't taught, like, I don't remember learning about AIDS in high school. Like I knew what AIDS was, but I don't remember learning about the epidemic. I don't remember learning about how it affected gay people more than straight people, mostly because of the lack of access to healthcare.
Yeah.
Like we don't learn those things. So I think that's something that needs to be regulated and needs to be taught. And I know it makes people uncomfortable to talk about things that they don't know, but it's a necessity.
Yes,
if your uncomfortableness can help someone learn about something that's so personal to them,
it's better in that long run.
Exactly. It's the same thing with like Black Lives Matter. Does it make white people uncomfortable? Sure. Does that matter? No.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you could be saving someone's life, and that's what's most important. So
100%. Retweet everything you just said. 100%. I just like stuff like that. That's I don't like when people are always like, oh, like the world is fixed like this, like it's never gonna change. I'm like, I was listening to this podcast, this dude phrased it perfectly. He's like, the world is like a construction zone. Things are always getting built up and things are always getting broken down. Things like this, these things like this, these stigmas against things, they should be teared away, because like it's just not fair. Like some people are just treated unequal all the time. And for me, whenever I see like an African American or a black person in general, I can't fathom how they feel under the pressure of being under like a cop's presence. I can't understand that. Like I can't, because I guess I'll never experience that. But like for them always living in fear like that, that's why we always have to like stand up for stuff like that for them, be supportive and everything like that. I just like, that's why I'm always like, it's not that hard being a good person. It's not that hard. You always just gotta do the right thing no matter what. I
think people are like I remember when I went to the March for Our Lives in Washington D.C. for the school shooting that happened in Parkland, Florida.
Correct.
People were like, but why do you even care? Like, it didn't happen to you, or like
if that happened in your neighborhood, what are you gonna do? But
then like you look at statistics and you look at how frequently it happens, that could have been any of us. And if like I am privileged, like I know I'm privileged. I'm a white person, I'm an educated person, I know my privilege. If I don't use my privilege to help those who can't speak as loud as I can, what's the point of having it?
Exactly. And there's gonna be a part of you regret. You're gonna be like, I wish I said something, I wish I could have done something, I wish I did something. But no, as long as you're taking action, you're becoming more familiar with yourself, and you're making that part of your routine. Like, hey, if you see something wrong, you have to try your best to correct it or something. Like, you have to stand up and support it. And like, once you ignite that flame, more people are gonna be like, wow, like we should actually say something. That's gonna bring more fuel to that fire you started. And especially like, when I see like celebrities, like I definitely see a lot of people like saying stuff now, which is like pretty good. But I feel like, you know, people who have like a lot of more viewer count, like a lot more eyes on them, I feel like they can do a lot more. Just like with like all the resources,
TikTok group, like I don't know any of their names. They're like the popular kids that live in LA throwing the parties.
Yeah. You have a huge wide audience of young kids who watch you every single day, but no, you want to do some stupid challenge of something, and then you're gonna make them do those stupid challenges or something. Like, no, that's why I'm like, you should use your resources, because there's gonna be a day in your life that you wish that like, with all those people watching you could have made a big difference. You really could have made a big difference. And it's sad to say, like sometimes people who have like the biggest heart, like they don't really get looked at a lot, you know. So I'm like, again, not that hard being a good person.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course. This is so much fun.
Thank you. I just want to say you have 30 seconds to shout out whatever you want. Anything. Anything.
Sign a petition for Breonna Taylor.
Okay.
Look at different places you can donate. I would plug my Instagram, but I have to go private because I work in a school now.
Yeah,
so
okay.
just keep educating yourself. Keep learning how you can make an impact.
Cool. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you, Maddie.
It's so much fun.
Thank you.